Snowflakes falling from a white sky drift into brilliant banks, covering lawn and field. Forest floors and mountain peaks slumber beneath snow, deep as an eiderdown quilt. Rooftops silently uphold white bunting like royal heads bearing ermine-trimmed crowns. Smoky puffs escaping hearth's inferno billow through chimneys to find swift relief in snowfall's embrace. Blinking green and red Christmas lights strung around lampposts shine through white snow flurries brushing against Hermes' cheeks. Winter fairies' kisses, his mother called them. Once inside the warm confine of his Carrera, Hermes considers driving through the downtown district. He'd heard the copy girls and Georgia most especially talking about how festively the windows are decorated for the holidays this year. Carolers clustering together in groups of 3 and 4, dressed in long velvet capes and heavy-brimmed hats, tied beneath their chins with huge woolly bows, rang tiny brass bells, next black kettles near an intersection. Hermes pulled over at the curb and dropped a handful of loose change into the kettle, listening as the coins clanged around the bottom. Liking the clink-clanging of silver and copper spinning on metal, he emptied his other pocket, dropping those coins in one at a time. "Carry on singing or your voices will freeze," Hermes laughed, watching his breath waft in white puffs. "Merry Christmas!" Shoppers scurry very quickly up, down, and across the streets, carrying bags and parcels under their arms, while clutching coats at the throat to fend off frigid air's unforgiving chill. Hermes can see the giant Christmas tree in City Park, decked in huge gold and silver balls, tied on limbs with tartan-plaid bows. The whole tree stands magnificent and brightly lit, illuminating snowfall in shades of red, blue, gold, and green. A massive star shines from its highest bough. He watched children and their parents gather about the tree, some having their pictures taken with a well-intentioned, red-nosed, rotund, jolly Santa Claus, while nearby bigger kids build snowball pyramids. His thoughts turned to Christoph waiting at home with tarnish. The light blinked green. Snow crunched beneath the Porsche tires' deep treads. And responsibility's thick quilt nestled subtly over Hermes' mind, warming his thoughts to the hour drawing nigh that is Christmas Eve in Soleil. The sight of a woman bundled in a long fur coat dashing away from a foggy, overcrowded pastry shop to her vehicle, arms clutching a pink pastry box, caused Hermes to veer aside the traffic lane and wait for her to back out. He pulled into her vacated space. It is time to buy dozens and dozens of cookies. So the man bought bags of peppermints tied up with satin twine, trapping holly sprigs in their knots. He bought trays of fudge, chocolate, and divinity both, and shiny red candy apples, and one wheel-size cardamom breakfast pastry. Hermes bought jugs of chocolate milk, bags of marshmallows, and gallons of spicy apple cider that came with instructions on how to heat the potion in a kettle over a stove's flame. And then he bought a Christmas tree and a string of lights. A large round brass bell clanged against Crockencrust's door as Hermes yelled out, "What's on this evening's menu, gracious Ella?" "Why, shepherd's pie, of course." And she loaded 2 pies straight from the oven to cardboard box, a side good Jacob's loaf, just sliced, of course, and still steaming with oven's energy. "Have a merry little Christmas Eve yourselves." The large round brass bell tinkled softly against the door's inner side as Hermes rushed to the car. Christophe sped from the house to meet his uncle on the driveway when he heard tires squeaking to a halt. His eyes twinkled bright as ornaments when he saw the tree tied to the Porsche top, covered all over in fallen snow, and all that Hermes had loaded into the car. The Thomas uncle and the orphaned nephew decorated the proud bushy tree and the string of lights, pine cones and acorns gathered up in summertime and tied to the branches with string. They strung garlands of newsprint angels joined at their wingtips, and snowflakes cut from folded foil. It is one of the most beautiful Christmas trees in all of Soleil by every standard. The kindred spirits agreed as Hermes and Christophe held mugs full of marshmallows floating on frothy hot chocolate to their lips while taking a break from sucking on peppermint candy canes. Yes, it is a very excellent, beautiful tree indeed. Hermes turned his gaze upon Christophe and tarnished then, their eyes reflecting the glow of embers from the fireplace and lights glimmering on the tree, and he saw family as 2 souls and a pet sit together in the treasure of silence, listening to the natural sounds of nature. Tarnish's low purring and the soft cracklings rendered up by the burning logs gave a gentle vesper blessing to the new little family's first Christmas Eve in 7 Soleil.